Hello, and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Kerbal Space Program. I got it to work, mostly. I got a little carried away, and instead of just, parking next to the space station, I went ahead and tried to make sure this actually worked before I decided to, redesign it. And it works, more or less. It's pretty much how I assumed it might work. But, yeah, it's still very tricky, and I have since come up with ideas that I think will probably be a lot better, truth be told. So, especially considering, there's a few problems like this having electric charge, which is going to run out here shortly. If you give it just a second, you will see it for yourself. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yep, there we go. No more electric charge here. And that has no, this one still has electric charge, but it's running out very quickly. And yeah, so it's kind of good, and then it's kind of not good. So let's go ahead and we are going to decouple node. Whoa, that was pretty crazy. Alright, now we just need to cycle through until we get to the thing that we actually want. Here we go. Alright, and then we will extend this panel to make sure that we at least have power pretty consistently. And then we'll meet up with this one over here. This one seems pretty close. Set as target. And then we want to mount this end. Oh man, decouple node. Alright, there we go. It's got a little bit of ejective force. There we go, control from here. So it's not nearly as clean as I would have preferred, for sure. I mean, I'll admit that much freely. I'm a big man. I can handle my own accountability on that. So let's see. There we go. And then we want to head in this general direction. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's not the worst idea. I mean, it sort of did what I wanted it to, and that's the important bit. But yeah, I think, especially considering that you get so much research just from recovering a ship that comes back from the moon itself, I think that is definitely the path you want to go anyway. So yeah, this was a fun idea, and it's given me some design ideas for how I want to handle different situations in the future, but it's definitely not the most productive thing I could have done. Here we go. Let me make sure I have this right. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not entirely certain how translation works on this all the time, but I can definitely tell that it is not what I quite expect. And now I'm just hoping there's no spin on this. I did, in my attempts to I had a ton of fuel left over in our interplanetary stage, and I successfully managed to transfer some of it back over to our space station. Not a whole lot. I didn't think it through very well, basically. Which, no big surprise there, I'm sure. But I did manage to get some of it, and I had to chase it down, the entire engine block, with a spin, and I managed to do that pretty successfully, and I got a better idea of the tolerances of the docking ports, let's call it. So, oh, geez, I'm going to knock stuff over on my desk as I switch to two-handed mode here. Okay. Two-handed mode. Okay. And that's going to actually speed us up a little bit. That's fine. Okay. Whoa. Let's see. If we line it up like that, that's pretty good. Let's slow it a little bit. Alright. Yep. Okay. And slower. And up. There we go. Easy peasy. They're going to smack together. It's going to lock tight set, and then we'll worry about the final steps that we're going to need in order to pull all this off in a minute. But as you can see, yeah, there's still a huge bundle of things here. And where is our last piece? What are you? You are a random docking port. Wonderful. Good to know we have all of this junk floating around now. And where is our... Oh, snaps. Where is it? There it is. Okay, where are you relative to everything else? Alright, let's go back to the big three-piecer. There we go. And we're going to eject you, decouple node, and eject you, decouple node. Unfortunately, with the way that bound, that's kind of pretty much solidified the idea that I won't be trying to do things in quite the same way anymore. That is to say, in regards to trying to send 3 up into space, the fact that this thing basically didn't bind to any of those, yeah, that pretty much sold it for me as a let's not do that. Let's not even talk about it. So, okay, here we go. Now we're on the thing that we want. We're setting you as the target. And then we are going to, let's see, extend panels. And we're going to control from here. Cool deal. And there we go. All right. Got it. Okay, and then we'll meet up with this last piece. We'll have our cruiser run around and clean up stuff a little bit, and then that'll be the episode here. Whoa. Here we go. Let's go ahead and turn until it makes sense. All right, flip it over. Ooh, ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got to figure it out. All right, so now we just do basically the same thing here. And it looks like we do have to contend with a little bit of spin on this one. Lovely. Absolutely fantastic. And let's speed this up a little bit. Here we go. We're going to overshoot it, but that's actually perfect. That's what we want to do. Okay. So you can see that coupling node on the top there. That's what we're aiming for. And then hopefully the spin isn't too outrageous. That's the other part of the deal that we'd like to avoid. Alright. I'm rearranging our little node point, or where our prograde is. So navigating by that works fairly well. Oh yeah, it's spinning. Wonderful. Okay, this is going to get real interesting real quickly. And let's go ahead and as we close in, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Ah, delicious. Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe the spin isn't that bad. Let me see which side. We actually want that side. So this is the set as target. Okay, and then slow it down. Yeah, I think we have like just a very, very tiny amount of spin, but spin nonetheless. Okay. Let's reorient here. Whoa. And yes, it's just a very decent gradual approach here. All right. Okay. And then we'll slow it down again. Very soon, at least. Okay. Yeah, I was almost want to show you my heroic spin catch, but really it's kind of a pain. Let's see. Ooh. And that's totally going to set myself up for sounding like, oh yeah, no, I would do it, but, you know, it's kind of a whatever deal. It's like, maybe I'll do it if you were like, if I was trying to impress a girl or something. I don't know. Basically, the biggest tool explanation for things that you could possibly come up with is what I am afraid of sounding like. Here we go. It does have a very slight spin that we're going to have to deal with. It's very, very small and very, very gradual, but I think it can be done without too much hassle. All right, cool. Okay, we line that up pretty well. Everything else is pretty much where we want it to be. Oh, it's slipping to the side here. Okay. All right, just as long as I don't bump it. Whoa, 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 wrong way. Okay. Whoa, and can you maybe bond a little bit? Whoa. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. There we go. All right. Whoa, whoa, yee. There we go. Cool. Makeout session complete. Yes. Okay, so now we have our 3 Mooner landers, and now I'm pretty much hell-bent on just using them for the sake of having used them. So I'll be totally honest in that respect. Let's go ahead and we are going to control from here. Mooner Station is now our target. And let's orient this way. And shoot for the moon. And by moon, I mean Mooner Station. Okay. Whoop. Alright, and then we'll speed it up here. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, what are we at? Monopropellant, liquid fuel. Yeah, everything is more or less alright. Okay, and then we need to find a good docking port we can latch onto, and then subsequently latch onto it. So's the plan. So we're going to pass by just a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and what I should do is we're going to fire retro rockets here. Something I always wanted to say as a kid. I don't know what it was about retro rockets, but that always stuck out to me in space movies and stuff. It's like, fire the retro rockets. Whoa, what the hell is a retro rocket? Normal rockets are cool enough, man. But yeah, you know, it's part of the mystique, I suppose, of space travel and all that. Okay. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves around here. I'm just trying to get myself catty corner to the fuel tanks with this one particular one. Basically, all we're going to do is top off monopropellant and clean up some stuff and that kind of a deal. And that'll be the primary plan here. Yep. Okay. And let's orient this way and head forward. Okay. And let's see. And where are we? Okay, there we go. There's all of our docking ports on the side of our space station there, so we're doing really good. But yeah. So I just wanted to show you the process and that it does indeed work. It can be done. It's not the worst idea. It's just not a very efficient one, I think, in the long run. I think you're much better served just actually launching, sending a an actual control vessel or control pod with some Kerbins in it, because that itself is worth research, and then yeah, have them return like full research banks instead of just transmitting a whole bunch of data for something that can't be reused, which is kind of actually a bit of a miffed point for me. Like, I realized, I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, except once you transmit the information, you can't research again with the same thing. So, and doesn't that kind of maybe defeat the purpose of making probes? I'm just, you know, throwing it out here, but you know, why even bother making drones and stuff if you cannot use them more than once? This is my sincere question to the developers. It's like, it's kind of limiting in the way that you are able to enjoy the game, because it's like, I want to make, like, you know, the Curiosity rover, and the Curiosity rover has all of this tech on it that you use in order to explore Mars, for instance, and it doesn't necessarily run out until the batteries are dead or something, it gets damaged or whatever. And you know, if I'm a cool and safe enough player to come up with an idea that, you know, oh hey, here we go, this is how I would do things if I were in space, yada yada, and you know, actually come up with a decent idea, I'd want to be able to like use that idea for as long as possible. And your options are fairly limited, because that's why I have to stack 2 material bays and 2 slime bays, or mystery goo or whatever the hell, onto my ship, because it's limiting me in the amount of science that I can actually perform with a drone. Whereas I would gladly, you know, ship out drones all day and just have them collect slower science, but more consistent science. Still in that same vein, if that makes any sense, I might not be articulating. I realize my ability to articulate while playing this game is kind of limited, and I fully blame the fact that it actually engages parts of my brain I don't normally use. It's kind of like archery, or, you know, insert athletic activity here, where they're like, oh yeah, you're going to use muscles you've never used before in your life. You're like, I'm pretty sure I've used these muscles before, otherwise evolutionarily it doesn't make sense for my body to have put in all the energy and time in creating them. So, you know, I'll take you at your word for it, at face value there, but your credibility with me is a little bit limited at this point. I was a weird kid. But yeah, it's definitely doing that to me at this point, where I get so wrapped up in just, ooh, okay, I gotta try this thing, and then whenever I try to like articulate what it is that I'm doing, I lose track of it, because it is nestled deep within my brain as this very, very vague abstract that defies normal expression. So I hope that doesn't make me sound like some kind of pretentious jerk. I feel like there might be a danger of that, and that's not what I'm going for. Okay, again, we're going to use tricks to try to adjust here. Okay. Alright. There we go. Now all 3 of our things are lined up. This should be enough for a decent docking. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to Slow it down a little bit and then readjust. Whoa, hello. There we go, buttons. Yes, okay, tricks. I got them tricks. Alright, let's make sure visually. Oh yeah, we're going to line up just nicely right here. And then that'll be one probe sticking off of here. And then we'll get another probe on there. Oh, up a little, up a little, up a little, up a little. There we go. One probe down, bunch more to go. Please don't shake apart or anything, that would be bad. Okay, and then, yeah, we still got these little pieces. This, you know, if I didn't already have more than enough solar panels, I would try to pick that up and stick it to the ship anyways. So, let's see, Science Drone Mark 1. Let's rename this. Can I rename this? No. Okay, and that's garbage. This is now rename vessel to garbage. Okay, and that is a debris. Alright, and then let's see. That's garbage. Okay, cool. We'll just trash it. I'm not going to mess with it. Let's go ahead and dock our cool ship here to the front of the Lunar Station. And then the other probes will come shortly thereafter. And it's not going to let me rename that. That's really unfortunate. You know, before these wander away any further, I'm wondering if maybe I should go ahead and try to get these as close as possible to it. Control from here. Let's go ahead and, yeah, because 1.3 meters a second while I'm pulling all these other maneuvers is going to translate to quite a bit of, oh geez, man, look at that. Oh god, you can't really tell because I'm hitting the buttons, but it's a little disorienting at the moment. This ship is really, really oriented the wrong way. Okay, that's okay, and then whoa, why is this one so slippy slidey? Okay, we need to, dang. Alright, let me turn on RCS so I can get a better idea of what I'm doing here. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's why I don't have SAS turned on. I was like, good god. Usually I can control ships. What's wrong with me? Alright, there we go. It's still a little backwards. Let's do a 180. Is that a 180? Not quite. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alright, now that's oriented about where we want. Let's line up with this and hit go. And we'll fast forward a little bit. Or actually, you know what? We got some time. Let's slow it down so we got 200 seconds to figure out what's going on here. Make sure we get our other one oriented in a similar fashion. There we go. Lunar Station. And whoa, where's our target? Okay, and we'll do H. Whoa. And there we go. Another 300, 200 seconds to adjust. Okay. And then this one, yeah, okay, this is the other one I did. And we'll wait for this one to get a little bit closer. You can see the other one in the distance there. It's starting to get closer as well. So this is good. This is pretty much as intended. Okay. And then we will fire the retro rockets. Just to make sure, the whole point of this, again, is to make sure they don't completely drift off here. So we get them within 300 or 400, I'll be happy. Just to keep track of them a little bit better. We got plenty of mono, well, we don't have plenty of monopropellant actually now that I look at it. There we go, that's a 0. And then this one, we need to 0 this one out. If we have to, we'll end up ferrying them. Whoa, no, not warp. Okay. We'll ferry them over with the cruiser. But I think another thing we might have to do is attach some monopropellant tanks at some point. So that's becoming more and more of a necessity. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this episode, just about. I'm going to go ahead and, since this one is actually moving more than the others, this is going to be the first one to get sent to the station. Easy peasy pudding pop. Okay, there we go. And 1 meter a second. Yeah, and it's also nearly out of juice at this point, so we're just going to go ahead and time warp as much as we can. Oh, there we go. As much as it will let us. And make sure we don't hit the cruiser. That would be super tragic. And yeah, so this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Kerbal Space Program, doing his favorite thing in the world, which is just docking stuff indefinitely. And don't take that out of context, you monsters. Okay, and there we go. Let's go ahead and orient this way. RCS on. Whoa. There we go. Cool stuff. Get ready for the retro rockets. And we are almost out of monopropellant, but I think I have just enough to be able to pull this off. Maybe. But yeah, you'll never know. I'm going to do this in between episodes so I don't bore you to tears, and then we'll do some moon exploration with these guys, give them a good run, or crash them all into the surface by accident, which is also a very valid possibility, and or develop an RCS delivery module so that we can refuel all of our RCS and our poor, overly abused RCS systems on our current ships. So let's go ahead and we're gonna stop you. I'll stop you, Ice King. Oh man, watching way too much Adventure Time. Anyways, yeah, so until then, I will, this has been Cardboard Decoy, blah blah blah, something or other, words, and have fun.